Good afternoon. Happy Friday, 4 o'clock. We are starting the weekend with snow. Lots of people heading west. It's President's Day weekend, so folks are hoping to hit the slopes. This is I-70 near Silver Plume. You can see something's happening. It's a little dark in that picture. Traffic's moving along pretty good right now, but we're going to get heavy snow, and it's coming.
Yeah, it is not a big part of that picture yet. Let's take a look up the Eisenhower-Johnson tunnels, where you can see, of course, there is heavy traffic, but still not snow collecting on the ground. Our meteorologist Corey Ropenhagen says the snow has already caused some problems for people who want to make the move up to the mountains to ski this holiday weekend. Corey's going to join us a little bit later this hour. So let's get to the forecast because it's Friday afternoon, and Kathy, looking behind you, every Friday afternoon lately we've started like this.
I know. Those are raindrops though, which is weird, right?
Yeah.
I know. It is warm, Kim, and that's going to be a problem because we're going to get a little layer of ice because the temperatures are starting to drop now. So what is a little bit of a kind of a spritz or a rain shower is going to quickly mix over and change over to snow as we get through the evening drive. Snow showers now up in the Fort Collins area, as we can see, and folks are skiing in the snow up at the Loveland Ski Resort. Temperatures today coming down. We're down to 23 out at DIA, so numbers falling fast with the arrival of this weather system, which is moving into northern Colorado from the northwest. Winter weather advisories posted for the I-25 corridor and the northern mountains through 2 o'clock tomorrow. We're seeing some of the foothill and front range snow, and also in southeastern Wyoming. Not a lot of that moisture making it into Denver yet, which is okay because the evening drive just getting underway. It's a busy Friday night. A lot of people maybe have dinner plans, or you've got those plans that you have on a Friday night. Winter weather advisory, Denver's in that 2 to 4 inch range for snow, but foothill areas, Palmer Divide could be up to 6, and some of the higher terrain areas could be up to a foot of snow. Snow showers start to fill in and really kind of pick up later on tonight, but this is a fast moving system. When you wake up tomorrow morning, you are back to sunshine once that fog burns off. So it's a quick moving storm with, again, 2 to 4 for Denver, 3 to 6 in the foothills, and temperatures are going to be colder than really we've seen all week long. We're dropping into the 20s and we'll stay there all night long. Coming up, much more on the winter weather advisories, the timing and the amounts of snow, and we'll look further into your weekend forecast in just a bit.
Okay, we'll follow that weather with Kathy, but we've got a lot of news to get to today. 2 people are dead after a shooting at the University of Colorado at Colorado Springs early this morning.
Colorado Springs police aren't sharing many details yet. This after responding to shots fired in the Alpine Village dorm rooms on campus. Classes were canceled by the school today. 9 News reporter Lauren Scafidi is live at the campus. And Lauren, you had a chance to talk to some of the students today about what happened.
Here are those dorms that you had mentioned, but the students feel like they just can't catch a break with the shooting in Kansas City just 2 days ago. Now another shooting, this time on their own campus.
It just really is sad that that's what it's come to.
Kids say they can't escape it.
Where I'm from, shootings are very common.
Students are tired of seeing their campus turn into a crime scene.
We're just college kids here, trying to go to school, go to our jobs.
Kaylee Spurlock is a freshman at University of Colorado at Colorado Springs.
It's just
left speechless.
Yeah.
After Friday morning.
There's no words to describe that feeling.
The Colorado Springs Police Department says they found 2 people dead, both with at least 1 gunshot wound.
Just before 6 o'clock this morning, the dispatch center here on the campus of UCCS received a call of shots fired in a dorm room here on campus.
The university put the whole campus in a lockdown with the shelter in place. That has since been lifted.
We don't believe at this point that there is an ongoing threat to the community, and we're investigating this as an isolated incident.
But campus is closed for the day, and all classes are canceled. Law enforcement, city and university leaders all echoed unity.
We are mountain lions, and together we will overcome this dark time.
Julia Sanchez Busby was comforted by the alerts from the school.
Kind of looks like this.
And the messages from her friends who were safe.
Just a lot of I love yous.
Both students say they feel safe on campus.
And that's why I think a lot of people are shocked because the whole year I've been here, the worst we've had is bikes stolen.
While it may not be common here, they say they have experienced too much violence at such a young age.
You wish it would stop and everybody around you is rooting for it to stop, yet it still is happening. And it's more frustrating than anything.
Now, this shooting is bringing back memories for Kaylee. She says she was running for her life 2 Decembers ago at the shooting at Mall of America in Minnesota. Just so sad. It is just so tragic to think about what all of these kids have gone through in just 18 years of life. Now, we aren't able to confirm any other information about the victims or any suspects. The school held 2 news conferences today, but they didn't take any questions just to protect the investigation. Kim, Tom.
All right, well, we will continue to follow it as you continue to learn more down there. Thanks, Lauren. There are families with serious questions tonight about whether they actually have the remains of their loved ones. Investigators found remains of 30 or more people in a home where a former funeral director was evicted.
Police say they found the body of a 63-year-old woman under a sheet in an inoperable hearse in the backyard. That woman's family allegedly given the cremated remains of someone else. 9 News consumer investigator Steve Steger spoke to several families who obviously are so upset at this point, Steve, and they're wondering, what remains do I have?
Yeah, they want to know if their loved one is there. Today's news ripped the scab off of wounds for each of these families I talked to today. They say they trusted this man, Miles Harford, to handle their loved ones during a difficult time. This all started with an eviction 10 days ago at a home in the 3500 block of South Quitman in Denver. The landlord was inside the home, cleaning out the stuff inside, and found urns of cremated remains in the crawl space of the home. These are photos from a neighbor in that area. Denver police then arrived and started investigating all this. The evicted tenant, Harford, owned Apollo Funeral and Cremation Services in Littleton. They found more urns of remains in a U-Haul that Miles Harford was loading out front, and in a decommissioned hearse that sat in the backyard of that home until it was towed out to the front during that eviction. Inside, they found the body of a 63-year-old woman who passed away in August of 2022, a month before Harford shut down his funeral and cremation business. Now, her family told investigators that Harford had provided them with the remains that they believed were her. They say the remains they found inside were for people who died between 2012 and 2021.
Mr. Harford appears to have experienced financial trouble in his business. Unbeknownst to families who sought services from Apollo Funeral Services, Mr. Harford may have occasionally provided family members with another person's cremated remains in lieu of their family members' remains so services could be held.
Denver police say they found unidentified remains inside the home. They say cremated remains, very difficult to identify through DNA testing. There is an advanced procedure that sometimes works, but DPD told me that their crime lab and the state crime lab don't have the resources right now to do that testing. Coming up at 5, we will talk to 2 families now left wondering if they actually have their loved one after all this, Kim. You imagine the grief you go through with a funeral, and you have a sense of closure in that moment, and all of this reopened for them right now.
Yeah, devastating, a wound to the heart. And it just comes on the heels of everything that has happened in Penrose. It feels like this is a lot for Colorado.
Yeah, Denver police want to say that they have reached out to investigators down in Penrose. They say that they have found that these 2 cases are not related to each other, but they do want family members who have any sort of questions to reach out to the Denver Police Department, especially if you've used this company, Apollo Funeral and Cremation Services.
All right, thank you, Steve.
Yeah.
This afternoon, a New York judge came down hard on former President Donald Trump, fining him over $350 million. Judge Arthur Engoron made that ruling about 3 hours ago. This is the New York case that was brought by the state's Attorney General, Letitia James. Along with that massive fine, the ruling also bars Trump from running businesses in New York for 3 years. The judgment becomes the second this year against Trump. Of course, last month, he was ordered to pay more than $83 million in the E. Jean Carroll defamation case. And President Trump still faces 4 more criminal trials this year, with the first of those set to begin on March 25th in New York. Much more on the ruling today is coming up on NBC Nightly News at 5:30.
Now to the latest on that deadly and scary shooting at the Chiefs Super Bowl parade. 2 juveniles are in custody and officially charged. 1 woman was killed, 22 others, including children, injured. This is when the shots rang out at the end of the parade and rally on Wednesday. The shooting happened next to Union Station. Police say there was some kind of a dispute among a group of people. According to Missouri's Jackson County Family Court, the juveniles are being held at the Juvenile Detention Center on gun-related and resisting arrest charges. Also overnight, the family of the woman killed, Lisa Lopez Galvin, received 2 big donations. We first introduced you to Lisa yesterday afternoon, or Jaleesa Rosari. She was a DJ in Kansas City, big Chiefs fan. The family got 2 $50,000 donations on their GoFundMe page from Taylor Swift. Swift, of course, dating Travis Kelce, attended many of the games, as well as the Super Bowl. Today, the Chiefs, the Hunt Family Foundation, and the NFL announced they are donating $200,000 to Casey Strong, an emergency fund for the victims. And also today, Patrick and Brittany Mahomes made a visit to victims at Children's Mercy Hospital. 2 sisters were among those who were shot. Their family says the girls, ages 8 and 10, were shot in the leg. We know more than half of those shot and hurt in that incident were under the age of 16.
Yeah, the echoes of this event will carry on quite a while for so many people, including those who weren't hit but still had to deal with the panic, the terror of being around just an insane situation.
Yeah, and you feel for the whole team too, not knowing what you say and do in this moment. So it's sometimes you show up. What Patrick and Brittany Mahomes did, show up, be present.
Obviously, there's much more to come on this story in many different veins for those young people, especially who had to survive being shot at what was supposed to be such a great day.